Hello guys, welcome back once again to this new tarot reading. Actually, I'm really upset because I did the recording, I did interpretation, and then when I wanted to upload it, somehow the sound wasn't coming out. So energetically, there's something about these specific idols that I have these problems with, that whenever I want to like upload a recording, that I know that it was working, so I don't know. Some weird things happen with these idols. I believe that there are some things that maybe are not meant to be known, or some things are very well hidden. So I don't know. I will have to take into consideration all energies, but I'm going to try once again. I'm going to try to be very specific since I had talked about it a lot, and actually I think I'm going to be really like going straight to the point, so I don't repeat myself too much, and I don't also push my energy too much. I hope it works, and I hope that you get the message interpretation. And if we don't, well, that's what's meant to be also. So we're going to do a tarot reading for Twice member Jeongyeon. She had been absent due to mental stress, I believe. Like I said in my interpretation, I think that she is dealing with like it's a deeper issue. Like I think that it could be like some kind of depression or something like that. But I mean, it's something that you need to work on a lot, especially in therapy. It's not like a cold that suddenly she's going to get better and she's going to come back. Actually, if she does come back, she has to have someone that has to be near her and has to be always checking on her, because these episodes are really unpredictable. And also I believe that she needs a lot of healing. She needs that's why when I finished my reading for her, the deck that I was using for her, that is the one that you see here on the screen, I placed them with a lot of crystals around her, try to do some reiki for her, so I could send her the best energy so that she could recover soon. So let's start. The archetype cards that came up for her is Vampire, Messiahs, and Lover. So if I see, I know these cards are about personality traits, but I think they also talk to me a little bit about that somehow she has this really profound need to be needed. Because I know that she's a Scorpio and she has a moon in Cancer, a Venus in Libra, I believe also. So she's someone that, despite of her really strong energy, scorpionic energy, and very intense energy, she somehow embodies more that Cancerian energy, because her moon takes over her whole personality, and actually she's very motherly like, so she likes to take care of others. But when I think about the vampire archetype, or the vampiress, is that she really needs to be needed. It's like an adrenaline rush. It's like a drug for her, and this also, like, unfortunately, it enables her. It's like it puts her in situations where she's sometimes always the one that is helping others, or maybe she's always that nice friend that is always there for you, but whenever she needs someone to be there for her, no one is around. Sometimes she's too much of a giver. She is very generous, and she has this ability to to connect with people, and somehow people get really open up to her, and they really tell her their problems, their struggles. So she is like this counselor, almost this therapist, but I don't think it's working for her, because I think that she had always put a lot of energy of herself into these kind of interactions, and somehow there were people that took advantage of that and didn't reciprocate her the way she would expect. I think she's someone that definitely needs to get some recognition at the end of the day. I think that it's important for her to hear that, oh yes, thank you, you helped me, you've been there for me, I appreciate it. You know, I think that at the end of the day she can be really humble, but inside of her she needs to hear those words. And I believe that in these times, there were times where it didn't happen that way. That's why she feels out of control emotionally sometimes, because it's like she feels used and drained by these people. But she also enables these scenarios for these people to take advantage of. So it's like a given. It's like it's a 50-50 connection. I mean, she is the one that gives the most, but also she connects with people that need the most. So she connects with these people that are like always like the ones that take from you. You know, that they are always like they always take from you. They always like, you are willing to help them, okay, yes, they take everything from you, and then once they are satisfied they just go away. So it's like she needs to be careful. And I think her depression comes from this place, because we have the messiahs and the lovers. So I think that it's about a love language that she has. I think that she's heartbroken about previous relationships that she had, especially with opposite sex. Because with the messiah's card, it's actually the same as I was talking about. She really feels really good when she gives to others. She feels like she can save people. She feels really good inside when she does it, when she engages in a conversation with you, when she makes you smile, when she makes you, by talking to her, she makes you realize something really important from you, and you smile and you feel better. It's like she feels like this is food to her soul. But at the same time, I believe that with the lover here, I believe that she does this the most when she is interested in someone romantically. What do I mean by this? I mean that she actually plays this loving and comprehensive and understanding and very loving, almost like motherly type, to someone that she is attracted or interested romantically in. So I believe this is when things backfired. Because when I see the tarot cards that came out for her, it's the Four of Wands, the Chariot, the King of Cups, the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Lovers. So she's going through a time where she wants to be over with this stage of feeling really down and feeling really stressed and feeling like she cannot separate her mind from her heart. She's thinking a lot, she's feeling a lot, and there are days where she feels better, and there are days where she just remembers a lot of stuff and she feels really hurt inside, and somehow this is very Scorpionic thing to do. She cannot let go. She cannot let go of past experiences or past wounds or past disappointments, especially because she has here two very important people that are like two kings. We have the King of Cups and the King of Swords. So definitely I think that these two people are these characters that she had a prior relationship with in the past. I don't think she had a relationship with them. I think it was something very brief, but she was very emotionally invested. And I think that, for example, the first king is someone that probably has a lot of water elements in his spirit chart, because he's someone that is very emotional, and he shows himself as being very vulnerable and also very giving and very, very emotional and very sentimental and very romantic, but he's far from that. So this is the character that he portrays. And somehow she was attracted to this person, and they connected in an emotional level. I think she really tried to play, because she has this tendency of all the guys she likes, she approached them in this friend mode. She wants to become their friend. When she's attracted to someone, the first thing she does to build trust is to become their friend, because in this way, if she doesn't achieve anything, she doesn't feel rejected. So I think that she comes as this very friendly vibe, and as she is one of the guys, she's very spontaneous, she's very fun, she's very funny. She has this non-threatening. She looks like a very simple girl, very down to earth, that you could hang around with, and that she is not picky or she's not glamorous. She's just a simple simple girl, And I think that guys like that about her, because they feel like they can be themselves around her, and that she's really funny. But I think what happened with this King of Cups is that, yes, he initially got interested and got like really close to her, because he found in her this source where he could talk about his problems, his emotional issues, and he could talk and talk for hours about all his struggles and how he felt inside. So he felt really understood and he felt really nice. But at the same time, he wasn't interested in her in that way. I believe there was an initial attraction, and I think that in the sense that he exposed his vulnerabilities and he opened up emotionally to her to tell her all this. There was some kind of interaction, like physical interaction, but I think that at the end he like rejected her or ghosted her, because he wasn't physically attracted to her. The physical attraction wasn't that strong, and he actually is someone that he needs that initial strong magnetism. He likes kind of women that make him feel like he cannot control his instincts. So he likes very sensual kind of female, femme fatale kind of female. And well, Jeongyeon actually isn't that type. I mean, I think that she could be that sensual, but she needs to be in a relationship, and she needs to be able to trust her partner and to open up when it comes to sexuality. But she's a Scorpio, so she could do it. She could connect with that sensual. But actually, this King of Cups, it's all about visual. So he definitely, the first thing is like he believes at love at first sight, which I don't think is love at first sight. I think it's lust at first sight, and I believe he has his eye on someone else. So he was like, but letting time pass with her, and she got really heartbroken, because she put a lot of herself. She invested a lot of herself in this connection, and she thought that they were close, but somehow he just turned out to be a loser. So, and I believe that the other king, the King of Swords, I think that same thing happened with him. But in this sense, he is more intellectual, so maybe they were communicating a lot and they were talking through messages a lot, and he was really intellectual. He really liked to talk a lot, so he would probably also become friends with her, because he was able to speak his mind and to engage in really like great conversations. And she's really good at listening, so he felt really good with her. But at the end of the day, he didn't see her as a woman. He saw her more as a friend. So yes, he friend-zoned her also. So and also I think that because I have the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Cups and the Seven, of Cups. So I believe that she is really disappointed because of this. Because of these interactions, and because it happened twice, if I mean twice is the name of the group, but yes, it happened secondary times with different people, and she feels really like hurt in the sense because it's like she thought she really had a chance. She felt really good about um, building this connection with them. So she obviously felt really drained and really heartbroken after she found out that these men weren't interested in her, because they seemed to be at the first, but um actually when you see them, because I see both of them being kings and being in these king figures. Actually, they are not old people, because actually kings represent like older people, but actually they are her same age. It's just that they are in this position of power, so maybe they are idols, and maybe they are really famous, or actually they are like the favorite ones of the group, the one that attracts all the ladies, the one that gets all the looks, so they feel really powerful. It's like they feel like a king. They are sitting on their thrones and they are waiting for the ladies to throw themselves up at them. So they definitely feel like, even though they had a good connection with Jeongyeon, they feel like they have a lot of possibilities, and that they want to explore all those possibilities, because they at that time didn't want any commitment at all. They were just trying to enjoy themselves, but they weren't looking for anything serious. So I think that in this case, with the card of the imagination, I think that somehow it also was Jeongyeon's imagination that actually made her not see the real intentions, because I believe that these guys probably from the first moment they met her, I think they were really open about that they weren't looking for anything, and that actually they consider her as a friend, as a female friend. So I think somehow she was blinded. She was blinded by her will to transform the relationship and make that relationship a romantic connection, that she didn't see that actually these two male weren't that they didn't see her that way. They just saw her like a female friend. They didn't see her like a potential lover. So yes, like I said, they could have had brief encounters, physical encounters, but actually these encounters were more like they happened because of the emotional closeness that they got with her. So it somehow allowed for things to develop into a sexual kind of thing. But actually, I don't think they were that attracted physically toward her. I think it was the vulnerability of the moment and the emotional side of the connection that somehow it was like, oh, okay, well, one thing led to another, so I don't know, let's hook up or let's kiss, I don't know. But they weren't that invested, actually. They just didn't. She wasn't their type of girl, actually. And it's not that she's not a beautiful woman, because she is, but I think that maybe one mistake that she did was trying to not pretend, but playing the friend card. Because if you play the friend card at the first, it's very likely that you will end up being friend zoned. So I think this is what happened with her. She was like, oh yes, I'm very friendly and very open and very funny, and they were like, their impression of her was that, oh, she's really cool, yes, she's really nice, I have fun with her. But it's like, when it comes to romantic feelings, I don't think there wasn't. But also, let's be real, and I'm going to be real here. I don't know if the word player is used anymore because I'm old. So we used to call players to the guys that were actually, I think the right word would be womanizer. So I think these two kings are womanizers. Sorry, are womanizer. So I think that she's not the first one that they done this to. So it's not actually her fault. And I think that one of the things that maybe upsets her the most is that I think that somehow she had to encounter or maybe see these people again, or encounter them. So she really had this all fire inside of her, like she wanted to punch them in the face or something like that. Because somehow she had heard rumors that they were doing the same thing to some other girls that she knew. So it's like it's not like she was friends with these girls, but she knew them. So it was she felt this frustration inside because she was like, I cannot believe that he's doing the same with this girl. And so, and they both of the kings, both of these men had the same strategy. So it's of course they were just testing the waters, and they have a lot of we have to be honest here, we have to be realistic. Most of them are really handsome. I mean, they work with their image. So they obviously are very young, so they are exploring their possibilities. And I don't think they want to commit. I don't think they want a stable relationship because they are working all the time. But yes, they are human beings and they want sex and they want to feel a connection. They want someone they can go on dates with, something very informal. But in the case of Jeongyeon, she is very emotional deep and she gets attached to people really easily. So for her, it was like she wanted the perfect boyfriend, or she wanted the perfect gentleman. And somehow these men, at least these two, weren't available to do her to do this because they are not very stable people. Actually, they are very. That's why I say that they are womanizers, because they are like they know what to say to girls. They know how to connect with them. They know how to make a move towards them, but actually they don't mean anything serious. They're just playing. So in the case of Jeongyeon, I understand why her frustration comes from, and she really regrets, and she thinks a lot about these things. She really regrets putting herself in this position of vulnerability, and also all the effort that she had to put, and she feels really angry at herself. But somehow she needs to dominate this anger, this, because she doesn't have to punish herself that much, because we all go through these kinds of disappointments. But I understand that maybe for her, being in the spotlight, it's really uncomfortable, and especially I think that somehow it hurt her self-esteem a bit. But I think that she would have ended up hurt anyways, because she has this tendency, she has this need to be needed. And this need to be needed is too extreme. That's why the vampire or vampiress archetype came from. It's like she she somehow wants to manipulate the situation in her favor by making her essential or making her feel needed. So somehow she has some control over the situation, because it's like, if you need me, you will not abandon me. So she does fear abandonment. She does fear rejection, just like we all do. But she does it, and that's why she ends up hurt or hurting. Because yes, we, like I said, we always have these people, like the counterpart, that is this also this other vampire that is someone that takes and takes and takes, and the more you give them, the more they take, and they never say thank you, or they never say, oh yes, what can I do for you, how can I pay you back. No, they just keep taking and taking and taking. So I believe that this need for her to provide this emotional security or this emotional support to someone actually hurt her the most, because actually the one that she needs to give their emotional support is to herself, not to others. I think that she is really confused. She gave too much to others, that she ended up feeling hurt, and she ended up feeling betrayed. And I understand the feeling. I have the feeling in my chest, like I cannot breathe. Like I feel this oppression on my chest because of all the anger and all the frustration. But I think that she needs to understand that somehow she put herself into this situation where it's almost like she offered her skills or her gift, because the ability to be there for others is actually a gift. So I think that it would be really wise for her that if she would like to help others emotionally or to support them, she will need to go and study a career, maybe be a therapist, a counselor, but get paid. Get paid for giving advice. Do not help people for free. Do not help people for free, because she's always going to end up with these narcissistic people that that will only hurt her. But I think that after she finds, because she's a Scorpio, so I believe that she will rise eventually from this hurt, from this hurting, and from this period of feeling really down. Because the Two of Wands came out, and she will find a kind of dominion of the situation, of her own feelings, and I believe she will rise. And also I think that true love is waiting for her after she recovers. I believe love, because the Lovers is the last card that I got for her, and I believe that love is coming for her, true love is coming for her. But actually I believe that this person is not from the industry. He's not famous. He can be an artist, but he's not that famous. He doesn't have that much exposure. He's not popular, so quote unquote. And he's really humble, and he's really down to earth, and I believe he will be a great experience for her. I believe because he's also a giver. He's also someone that is very compassionate and very loving. And I think, and there's something about his humility, because he's actually, he may not be like the most handsome or attractive person, but he has such a big heart, and he's so down to earth, and he's so considerate, that I think that he will help her. He will help her to find herself, find her value, because she spent so much on others that she needs to find her own strength. She needs to get back on her feet. So I think she will, and I'm really happy for her, because she needs to heal herself, and she also needs to get away a bit from these toxic people that were around her, because you have no idea, guys. Sometimes you think that actually that they all get along. I'm not talking about the group. I'm talking about people in the industry. It's like you think that, oh yes, because they say hi to each other, and everything is great and they are friends. No, guys, you have no idea. You have no idea. Each of them have their own personal agendas, and I believe that she's maybe too sensitive to be working in this industry. I don't know what's going on with this moon in Cancer, people that go through these struggles, like I said, these water moons that somehow end up working in this industry. Sometimes I find it hard to believe, because they are so sensitive, that I understand why they go through these periods of stress or mental health issues, because it's too much hypocrisy running around. So I'm going to leave it, guys, here, and if you do enjoy it, please give it a like, and if you want to give me any feedback in the comment sections about Jeongyeon, I really appreciate it. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.